So I got back from Peanuts. This is a little late. Meant to do it yesterday, but I got sidetracked by things. But yeah, it's coming back from Peanuts, and it's what you expect, really. Excuse me, it's just a whoa. This video will be in 3D. No, this is what you expected. It's a cute little reemergence of the Peanuts to the big screen, and it's enjoyable. I think kids and families are gonna love it. Especially, it's definitely got the nostalgia. Oh man, the nostalgia is there in spades, baby, in spades. They do the whole, they do a little intro. They did da 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 da. Now we get that going on. They do the Christmas time thing. While it feels like this doesn't take place over much more than like maybe a month of school, this whole movie takes place over a school year. And there's really only one concrete story. It's Charlie Brown really trying to deal with his self-confidence issues and, just try to work up the courage to talk to the little redhead girl and get her impressed her because he's got a little crush on her, and it's cute and it's adorable. And just seeing all the trials and tribunals, him trying to go through it, and it just fails over and over again. But throughout that, we also see the kind of person Charlie Brown really is, and he's just a good, sweet-hearted kid. He is. And yet, it's a really relatable scenario, too. The Peanuts, I think, were always a little relatable to kids on some level. Kids could kind of see themselves as a character. And a lot of kids, I believe, see themselves as Charlie Brown a bit. That kid who just doesn't think they're going to amount to anything, who they're not well-liked, that they're just, there's nothing about them. They're kind of losers. But then you see all the things they actually do. Charlie, great example in the movies that, they're doing a talent contest, and sorry about that. I had to take a sip so my voice doesn't dry out. That's one thing he goes to a talent show. It's one of the things he does to try to improve himself. Snoopy and him work out a magic act, and he impresses everyone backstage like, ooh, and then his sister is doing this. It's a very obvious. The kid thinks that a kid girl or something. She's basically on a broom with a horse that's got a horse. I think it's a horse. She's clapping around, gonna like hog tie some things, and it's very, very unimpressive. It's just this kid playing pretend, more or less, and no one's clapping, and it's just and me and Mark just like, ooh, this is awkward. And, her thing, and the kids are just kind of like starting to boo her a little bit and stuff like that. And, her feelings are all kind of hurt and stuff like that. I should stop saying it like that. Her feelings are basically hurt. And her brother sees this and is like, well, we can either continue on with hers or we can forego your act. And he sees this. It's his opportunity to impress the little redhead girl. But he just sees his sister and is like, change of plans, Snoopy. And he goes up dressed as a cow and he helps save her act and everything like that. She hog ties him. And he basically makes his sister feel all happy. And we're like, aww. There was a giant moment of aww going through the theater. And another point where he does him and the redhead girl are for book report buddies, and she's out of town, so he does the entire book report on War and Peace, reading the whole book over the weekend and doing the report himself, or 1,000 words. Like, dude, you were like, he's not a genius, but he kind of is a genius for doing that, because his book report gets messed up with Peppermint Patty's, thinking that he got 100%, whereas Peppermint Patty, who's the slacker and stuff like that, gets 100%. And he fesses up to that as well. And it's just, he's a good kid with a moral center. And when you see his book report gets destroyed by the Red Baron plane that Linus brought into school, and it was just oh God, it was just really heartbreaking when he's just like, no, we're just like, oh man, poor Charlie Brown. And then the girl just goes, good grief. And Idol's like, she went good grief. So There's a whole bunch of moments where you feel for Charlie Brown so much because he's just trying his damnedest. He really is. And in the end, it pays off. In the end, it does pay off. It is a good, solid lesson of just be yourself and try. And, you can get your reward, whatever it may be. And all he wanted for a reward was to be able to talk to the little redheaded girl and, make friends with her, and maybe tell her, obviously he didn't tell her he had a crush on her, because they're like, how old are the peanuts supposed to be? Like, 8, I think? So, I think. So, it's nothing overly amazing, his reward, but for him as a person who just has to who life basically craps on all the time, for him, Charlie Brown, that was the reward. Knowing that people do like him. People find Charlie Brown endearing. They find him likable despite his many constant mess-ups. And then all the other characters are wonderful. I mean, Lucy's still likable, using a child-friendly word for any child who may be watching this review. Likable jerk. Let's go with that. She's a likable jerk. I just find it hilarious that she can't comprehend that Charlie Brown is doing all these amazing things. And she's like, what? It's like, pretty smart. What, the blockhead's smart? What? Like, why can't the blockhead be? You call him a blockhead, but that doesn't mean he is a blockhead. That as your personal therapist, Miss Therapist, is your own personal securities coming back against you. That'll be 25 cents. See, I charge a quarter, not a nickel, because my advice actually matters a bit more than your advice. Taking advantage of kids on the street, my God. No, it's all good. And then the therapy stand comes back, obviously. Snoopy and Woodstock are adorable. They own the screen anytime they're on. Snoopy is just imagining, he's writing this novel the whole time. We're not sure who's narrating it at first, but then it turns out it's Lucy who's narrating it. And it's just him in the story. It's a story of love. Him and his battle against the Red Baron, seeing the girl he loves. And then she's reading it. That's still flying dog. That's stupid. Then all the whole Snoopy's just, throws the typewriter up and then licks her. Oh, I've been kissed by a dog. It's like, right on, Snoopy, right on. Snoopy's adorable. Snoopy's just trying to go into school, sneak into school. Just, got the little 3-ring binder. Then there's the Christmas time is here. Gets a kid. Then another one where he's just sneaking, pretending he's in the story for his book. It's like, get out of my house! They pretend he's drowning. He's in a bathtub with some kid. Just, shh. Then you see, hey Chuck, your crazy dog's here at my house again. Man, all the characters for the ones that don't get as much screen time as the others, they're still endearable, they're still lovable. Peppermint Patty, I dig a lot still. It's good. I do wonder if we ever see an adult version, so like the Rugrats all grown up. Which I was never a big fan. It was okay, but I was not a big fan of. Then again, I'm not a huge fan of the Rugrats either, so they're okay. Not a big fan of. If we were to see a version of that, would say the Peanuts. And by all grown up, I mean like maybe they're 18 years old in their teens, something like that. Who's dating who at that point? Because Lucy wants to totally get with Schrodinger, and Linus is totally, I can't remember Charlie Brown's sister's name, but Charlie Brown's sister has the crush on Linus. Then, Peppermint Patty's digging on Charlie Brown, but Charlie Brown's digging on the redheaded girl. So I don't know who exactly would be getting with who at that point. I mean, is it going to be the fan service ones? They all did, in fact, end up what they wanted to. Except that's the one that I'd be curious about. The Charlie Brown and the Peppermint Patty and the little redheaded girl. Who do we even know her name? I had to ask in the original one, in my trailer reaction to this movie, if the redheaded girl was actually a part of the plot. And she was. She was for the part of the comic strips. But do we actually know the little redheaded girl's name? Or is she just always referred to as the little redheaded girl? And that was, touching on the comics real quick. That's something, this doesn't actually truly feel like a movie. It's an hour and a half long, give or take. It's like 96 minutes, so an hour and a half. But it really just feels like a compilation of comic strips put together in kind of like a motion feature fashion. Which is not a bad thing. It feels stripped straight from the comic. This feels like if you were to make a book, like they do the Garfield books, but just one coherent story, this would be the story we're dealing with. And that worked out well for it. The animation style was really good. It was gorgeous at points. There's two ways to look at the animation style of this. In the main plot of the movie, Charlie Brown, all of them, it's very much a three-dimensional interpretation of the 2D art. And I say that because it almost looks claymation at points, but not. It's actually really cool, the type of animation style they did with this. I've not seen an animation style like this. If they did a Peanuts 2, which I hope this movie did like $43 million on its opening weekend domestically. I hope this movie does well enough to get a sequel. I would be totally down to see Charlie Brown again on the big screen. Absolutely. But yeah, the animation style is uniquely beautiful. And then the Snoopy fantasy, or basically his story typing, him battling the Red Baron, getting the girls kind of story. That's even more gorgeous. We see like landscape shots that are beautiful, gorgeous for an animated film, and it's also looks slightly different too in terms of the CGI they're using, because this is CGI, but it looks almost claymation-esque. I can tell it's not, but it looks almost that way. So it's a gorgeous looking film. It's a cute film. It's a funny film, and it's got a moral center that you don't need to cram down your throat. Again, one of the movies I'll probably be making on my top 10 worst movies of the year I've seen, The Strange Magic, where it just literally openly said the message. Where this kind of did it, but we had the escalation and see all the good that he's actually doing while messing up, that the kids can come to that realization on their own without just having it crammed down their throat. It's just, and then we have just a brief message about the moral at the end. So, where the girl basically just explains it. And it's not that her just saying, no, you're a good guy, all the bad stuff happens. It's just, she goes over what's happened, and then she explains how she liked the fact that he did all these things. And it was very nice, very sweet. The kids' movies that are currently still out, give me one sec. I do have internet access. Actually, I got pretty decent internet access out here at the moment. I'm surprised I got as good internet access as I do. I normally don't. I don't really have internet access, just it's a little on the low end when I'm outside. So one second. Cinemark, what's playing at Cinemark right now? Okay, there we go. So we got the Peanuts movie. I'm looking at kids movies right now. So we got Goosebumps. I got Hotel Transylvania 2. So yeah, for kids movies we got those three. I've seen two of them. Goosebumps was pretty fun. Goosebumps I'd say is more of a family film. Hotel Transylvania, family, kids definitely. If you've already seen Hotel Transylvania and you want to see something new, I would definitely recommend taking your kids to this. And if you even like the Peanuts growing up, you'll probably very much love this, because it really is just straight out of the Peanuts cartoon, the comics, just put to the big screen. So if I were to give this a rating, the one thing I want to touch on is the modernization they did. It's very minimal, but it is there. When the use of modern songs came into play. Now, some of it did work. Some of it, like when Charlie Brown's learning to dance. In fact, one second. Now I got to get up the Wikipedia page because I want to know what the soundtrack is for this. Peanuts movie. Peanuts movie, okay. Because I want to get a couple of these. In the trailer, we had Baba O'Reilly and All I Do Is Win by DJ Khaled. So that's not what's going on in this movie. Where's the soundtrack? Come on, music. Okay, music. Peanuts soundtrack. One second. It's like I'm dancing. Okay, one second. Come on. So Christmas time is here. Wow. Okay. So I think these are the songs that were in there. But give me one. I just want to double check real quick. Okay, in the back, okay, so yeah, Christopher Beck, I believe, who did the original Peanuts, was, did the, okay, there we go, yeah, so we had, the Linus and Lucy song, whatever that was. Then we had Better When I'm Dancing, which is what Charlie Brown was, I believe, trying to dance to, and then had that, or that's what I like, one of the two, but then we go into We go into Snoopy doing this. Do you see it in the trailer too, where Snoopy's just dancing this like a salsa dance? Like, I did. Okay. So, yeah, that was the only one that truly didn't. That was the one that both me and Mark laughed at. The other songs were just like, okay, they're there, but they're brief, so they don't bother us as much. That was the thing about it. If you're going to do some modernization with something like Charlie Brown, just make it brief. Make it like Charlie Brown, not Charlie Brown. Was it Charlie Brown who said this line? Talking about, talking about a relationship or something. Oh no, yeah, he's talking about being signed book report partners with a little redheaded girl, and he's talking about, oh my god, and then what do we get? I gotta go to college. I'm not a college guy, am I? I can't do a mortgage. I don't know what an escrow is. Oh god, I'm like, a little modern, but still fun. It was fun because of the way Charlie Brown was working off those lines, or those lines were coming off of him, and. When he's mistaken for genius, his sister's like doing tours of his house, bringing him into his room while he's sleeping. It's like, dude, seriously, no. I'd be throwing shoes at my sister if she did that with people. So that's what that happened. But if you do modernization, like say put modern songs in there, make them brief. Don't make them last for like a whole minute and a half, 2 minutes, the length of the song. So when they were happening, it really was not distracting at all, except during the credits. That was a little much. But what are you gonna do? Nothing's perfect, and this movie's not perfect. It does feel like a comic strip. I would have maybe preferred it to be a little bit more like a movie, but it works the way it is. And the little modernizations were a little distracting at points, but nothing that took me out of the movie. Honestly, the ones that were distracting was honestly our crowd a bit. And our crowd wasn't even the worst, even though, oh my god, when I saw Spectre, I wanted to punch the people in the back. I'm just like, dude, just shut. Again, I mentioned this in Spectre, so I'm not going to really bring it up much again. But they were quiet enough, the movie was loud enough that I didn't have to say anything. But the kids who spoke, they were actually a very well behaved crowd. Even the loudest of the kids we had was occasionally being loud. But his parents or her parents, I couldn't tell if it was a girl or a boy. It was a young kid. Were actually being like, "Shh, watch the movie now." They were basically doing that to the kid, and the kid would eventually quiet down, and so he was fine. We were all enjoying ourselves. Not like in Hugo, where the woman shouldn't have taken that kid there. Someone should have freaking gotten an usher at that point. My God. Hugo's been out for years now. Hugo, I loved the movie Hugo, but there was a very disruptive, a rude kid in that audience. So if I were to give this a rating, and now my new rating scale involves fishes. So if I were to give this a scale of fishes, I would probably give this a 8.5 out of 10 fishes. 8.5 out of 10 fishes. It was enjoyable. It's a family film first and foremost. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.